good morning, good morning. Let's see if I can't adjust my camera. I always have to do this when I come on live. Hi, Arlene. Did you have a happy birthday? I certainly thought of you yesterday. I ran into Dee Dee's. I woke up and I saw the notification on Facebook that today or yesterday was Arlene's birthday. And I said, oh, I got to go tell everybody in Dee Dee's stream. I ran into Dee Dee's stream and said, today's Arlene's birthday. Wish her a happy birthday. And they said, Meri, we've already done that. You're late. We got it. We got it. Oh, well, I was sleeping. So good morning. Yeah, I had fun yesterday dressing the scarecrow. We're naming her. If you can think of a good name for my lady scarecrow, I have a post on the community tab. Drop it there, and I'm going to do a random org choice. A lot of you folks are calling her Burlap Betty, but that's not her official name. That's kind of a nickname for now. We'll see what random org tells it is. So, good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, Rhonda. Good morning. So this morning, I got some of this broken jewelry out. I thought I would see if I could find a necklace for her. I might go to town today, depending on how I feel later. And I might see if I can't find some sort of a necklace for her. So let me come down here and get onto my tablet and set that up to welcome folks in. This is my little doodle deck box. I thought I might paint another little tree of life maybe on the edge here. Hopefully it'll stay closed while I'm working on it. So we might work on that a little today. But we're going to go through, and Penelope's here, we're going to go through these. I washed my rust cloth and my walnut dyed tape measure cloth. So they've been washed. This I feel pretty good about. This one I feel sort of good about. You cannot get all the rust, the bits out. Sometimes I feel a little bit, but most of it is out. So I'll be using this for something at one time or another. I have some more that, the rust is still on the cloth, but this has been washed and rinsed several times. I washed it in soap and laundry soap. And it was, boy, I'll tell you, that water, I had dark water for 2 or 3. I used that big steel pot that I used for dyeing. And to get everything out of it, the water was dirty for 2 or 3 rinses until it rinsed fairly clean. But these I rust dyed when I was doing that caboodle with Rosemary, which of course is still in progress. So I'm going to put these with my stitching. I did bring my slow stitch out this morning, but let's start with the beads first. And Rhonda and Jinx are here today. Rhonda and Jinx. Jinx and Arlene. Scarecrow naming post. Thank you, Arlene. I appreciate you guys. I do appreciate you. Let me set the quality. Do. Quality. From 480 to 1080. And let's set the chat filter. I have to set the chat filter several times during the stream. It doesn't, my tablet for some reason doesn't scroll very good. Sometimes it scrolls and sometimes it doesn't. Rhonda says she hopes everyone is doing well. Me too, Rhonda. Me too. So I'm just going to go through and see. Now these are some wooden beads. It's not a necklace. This is a tassel, beaded tassel. Let's see what I have in here. These are beads. Of course, I can't put those on her. And more beads. I bought a lot of beads. Another tassel. More beads. A bracelet. And another bracelet. And another kind of a bracelet. So there's nothing in there that I can use for her. I'm looking for a pin. I don't think I got any pins in here, like a brooch pin. We could make something. Sew it onto cloth. Let's keep that out. Let's see. I don't know if I want to put that out there. Let's see what's in this one. That might work. Let's see. I'm thinking one of these. Here. These are wooden. That would go good on her. So that might work. I got these from Lindy. I think it's called Lindy Creates or something. Here's a necklace that might... I think I chopped it off though. I think I chopped it. But I might be able to fix it. Does it have a... That might work. This I got another use for. Find it. Untwist this stuff. I'm not sure. Yep, it's a mess. It's a mess. Let's see, this has a white beading piece in there. These are kind of cool. They are glued. No, I don't think they are glued. But I think I could take these out and use them as journal charm things. They're kind of cool. They're kind of parts of a circle, but they're rock. Nope, got one more here. Hold on. Hooked on here. How does that? How did that happen? So I hope that you all are off to a good Thursday. The weekend is right around the corner. I have to go to the bank today, and I have to go to the post office. Well, I don't have to, but those are the main reasons I'm going to town. Oh, what do I have here? What? All right. So we've got these, which are cool. And this metal one, I don't think this would stay on her. But this one might be cool on her. It's just green beads and a big long necklace. This one might be cool on her. And I think they would weather out in the, because these are wood and these are plastic. And this, I don't know. I might put this back and, because I think, yeah, let's put these two back. And this one back. And these are smaller. They would go good, but I think I found what I want here. So if I drop into the thrift store, I probably will not buy jewelry unless I see a big old bag of it. I need a bag. I need a bag to put that stuff in. Or a sack or something here. And so I got that, and I'm going to go to Walmart and get her a pair of suspenders, and I'm going to buy some safety pins to pull her skirt up. Her skirt is in a precarious position. So that's my oh, I had a bag here. Let's put these in here. All right. Broken jewelry. I've accomplished that. Wait, what did I do with my... Did I put it back in here? I accomplished my goal there. So, I'm sure I didn't pay much for these. She's going to go out around her neck. So, that's what I'm going to do next. Let's see. Let's get out. Yeah, this isn't a very... Hold on. Let's get out these. Now, I'm going to wash these again. I'm going to wash these again because you can tell they're very stiff. And I'm going to rinse them in, well, I'll wash them with water and then I'll rinse them. And they'll come out nicer like those others I was showing you this morning. Like this. So, this is that fabric I got at Walmart. And I noticed somebody used that for a bag. Oh, White Cottage. I watch her do it yourself. White Cottage. She does a lot of stuff. And she made a bag out of this fabric that she got at Walmart. It was really a cute little, simple little bag. She sells them in her Etsy shop, which I don't handle Etsy stuff. I couldn't keep up with selling, but these do need to be rinsed out and because I can feel it in there. I can feel it. So there is that. We're just going to roll it up here, and I'll take that out in the back porch and wash it out. And let me get a piece of wax paper because we got some to take out of the jar. The ink in the jar is getting quite cloudy. I'll probably have to dump it out. I hate dumping out. I use as much as I can of that ink, but I do have 15 jars of it. It's getting pretty cloudy in there. Let me... I put this lid on tight because I don't want it to spill. And that's really tight. Let's see if I can break that seal. Doesn't take much to break it. Get your... Use old scissors when you do this. These are old red Tim Holtz scissors. I got a pair in here and got a pair of the old red-handled scissors that we use out in the back porch for various stuff. There. Just kind of lift on that to break the seal. Okay, now I washed out my paint brushes from yesterday, so let's get them off. And let's use one of these to fish stuff out of the jar. Good morning, everybody that's coming in. Kate in the know. Hi, Kate. Kate in the know. Hi, Anina. Good morning, ladies. Anina, Kate, Arlene, Rhonda. Rhonda, am I missing anybody? Good morning, good morning. Good to see you in here, Kate. Dar, good morning, Dar. It's good to see you, Anina. You paint mostly, but you love art. You're always looking for unique craft folk art. Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot on YouTube. So I'm walnut dyeing fabric, Kate. And I made this walnut ink a couple years ago. It's just boiled black walnuts, and I put alcohol in it to keep it from getting moldy. And I have like 15 jars of it, and I need to use it up. And so I've been dyeing walnut fabric strips and thread. I don't have any thread in this one. And I just take them out and let them air dry, and then I rinse them in soapy warm water and then rinse all that out. I don't put any vinegar or anything like that in it because walnut ink is black walnut is permanent, pretty permanent. It does rinse out though, but once you get it into the fabric, I'm trying to fish this out here. I don't know what fabric I have here. I think this is just some white cotton sheeting. And I watch K3N Cloth Tales. I'm following her 2024 stitch journal. I'll show that to you in a minute. I do have this week's done. Oh, this is that green floral here. I had a strip of little green, light green floral with flowers in it. Got one more down in there. And I just let these set a couple days, just mostly because I get that one out. I put it in and I forget about it for a couple days. Come on, Mary. I had it and then I dropped it. Well, it's not a-coming. Can't get my fingers down in that far. Gotta fish it out here. And I should try to dye some lace. But we're just going to let this air dry. This one's quite wet. Let me set it aside. Another thing I like to do while it's wet is grab a piece of this thrift store paper. I got all of this at the thrift store. So I've been using it, and I just soak up some of that excess. And it makes a pretty print. I mean, you know. You know what I'm saying, don't you? And I let that air dry too, but this kind of picks up some of the, try to get these corners. That's good. And we'll let that dry. And let's see. Let's see if I can put that over there without a craft lunch happening. There we go. Now, let's see if I got anything to put in here. It is sort of cloudy, but I think I had it probably a third full, and so it's used up a lot. I think I'll put in one more piece of stripped fabric if I can find something behind me or around me. Now, let's see what I have. What did I bring in here? Let me reach. What I have here is yellow cotton, but I could, no, is that cotton or knit? This is a knit. I don't want to, although I could put a piece of knit in there just for the fun of, and I've got like 2 yards of it, so let's, hold on, it's in my lap, I can't, it's like that. It's just a plain yellow. But let me get to the end of it here. Oh, dear me. And I'll just cut off a piece and stuff in there just to see how the knit. You know, I don't wash this. So if it's got any sizing or any, you know, anything, and it's just thrift store fabric, whatever it has in there is what it has in it. I'm not a purist dyer. I'm just an experimenter. And I've got to cut this knit, it won't tear. And I'm just whacking at it. I'm just whacking. Because. Oh, I'm going to cut it off here. It's quite weird. I might get another piece in there. Although that is double, I believe. Let's see. I think that's a doubled. I could get another piece like that in there. And we'll call it done. You know, and I could use it for scrap, for maybe a backing on something, or we'll see. It's knit, so it's stretchy. Hold on, I'm just about done here. And of course, I'm cutting this in my lap, so it's pretty wonky. But that's one reason why I like K3 and Cloth Tales. She tolerates wonky, and she tolerates that quite well. In fact, she kind of encourages, but she says if you're not wonky and distressed like that, please be yourself. but she makes me feel more comfortable at my skill level, which is not, I'm not a perfectionist. Probably one reason why I'm not a quilter, because my quilting would be very haphazard. And they invited me to quilt with the group here in the church, here in the local small town, but I'm not comfortable in putting my wonky stitches on their beautiful quilts. And they said, well, bring something else to use. And they, I think it's on Monday mornings that they meet. And I'm usually sleeping. I don't know if I can get another piece in there or not. I'm going to stuff it in. If it doesn't get all dyed, it's okay. It's pretty going to soak up an awful lot of it. If I can work it down. Under. Go down under. Yeah, it's soaking up an awful lot. I've got some of this. I can get it open. I'm not going to fool with opening it. I'm going to close this, and it's going to soak up what liquid is in there, which is good, because I don't want to waste it. So I'm just going to leave this set for, let's see, this is Thursday, maybe Friday night. I'll open this up, and there's a little liquid in there in the bottom. But I'm glad it's soaking it all up. Okay, let me come out and look at chat. Let me make sure I have this jar on tight, because if I don't tighten it, sure enough, I'll spill what's in there. Oh, okay, that's that. Let me come out and look at chat. Let me refresh it. I did get some sleep last night. So I woke up, well, I set my alarm. I went back to sleep after my alarm went off, but I woke up in time. I woke up around 5. Arlene, I'll be in Gatlinburg in May. Ooh, somebody's going to Tennessee. Hi, Tina. Good morning, Tina. It's good to see you. Dora's here. Rhonda's here. What is Ani? A-N-N-I. Oh, I think she's talking to Anina. And I think she says Anina. She started to type Anina, and then she retyped it below. I suppose if you could cram in the jar, but using a baking pan or dish and pouring on would work too. Anina says, can you do anything with this jar way as Meri did with walnut? Can you dye anything with this jar the same way Meri did with walnut? Yeah, you could put it in the jar. I just used the jar. The reason I used the jar is because when I made my walnut ink, I stored it in these jars. I mixed some alcohol with it, and the jars are up in the cupboard. So that's how I stored it. So I'm just using the container that I stored the ink in. But Arlene is correct. If you're going to do any dye-in or eco-dyeing, either if you're cooking it, get you a round steel pan. I think steel is non-reactive, but I've seen people use rusty pans. I've seen them use aluminum pans. I think K3N, when she talked about, she did a onion skin dye-in video, K3N Cloth Tales, just recently here. And she was saying that she's seen people use aluminum pans to see if they could get some reaction with the onion skin. Now, I don't do that purposely. I have a big round stainless steel pot, a heavy one that I got at the thrift store, and I just reuse that. I clean it out and reuse it. So, but it is, if you're going to cook it, you probably want to use a pan, but if you're going to do like eco dyeing, and if you're on Facebook and follow Janet Baum, she has been eco dyeing books, and I'm not sure exactly how she's doing it. I just see her posts as I'm scrolling through, but it looks like she's doing some nice things. I doubt that the books are big, thick ones, but you might, if you follow Janet Baum, go check out her post on her eco dyeing that she's doing here recently. It did look intriguing. I don't know if I'll do that. There is one thing I want to try this spring after the iris. Hopefully we'll get iris blooms. We're waiting for them to bloom. You're supposed to be able to get, after those iris, after they bloom and they start to fold up again, you kind of wait until they start getting done, the blooms start folding in on each other, you know, they're done. But you're supposed to be able to pick them then and do some sort of a process to get a purple dye out of them. And I don't know if you pound them or if you cook them or what. Or not cook, but put them on the stove and simmer. Usually simmer that stuff. When I go to Walmart today, don't tell, but I'm going to check out the onion bins, and K3N left a hint, and I doubt that much people around here do natural dyes. So, but she says kind of check the bottom of the bin to where the onion skins fall if you don't want to. I've already bought a pound of red onions. I'm trying to eat them. I've been eating a lot of salads lately. And she said check, you know, because the loose skins that fall off of the onions as people, you know, they have it in bags too, but they have them if people want to pick up one, and there's always loose onion skins that kind of fall to the bottom. She said check that. So I'm going to check that today, see if I can't find some loose onion skins. Yeah, I need to go shopping today. So let's see what else is doing. Yeah, but I would, as Arlene says, use a baking pan or an old dish and pouring your dye on that way. And if you're doing like a wrap where people will take either paper or fabric and put eco dye plants in there, I'm not ready to do that yet. But and then they'll wrap it and tie it. If you're doing that type of a wrap, put it in a pan and pour your dye around it, whatever, you know, your cooked dye around it. And then you can either set it outdoors and let it sit out in the sun, or you can put it in the oven on a very low setting, and do it that way. So I haven't done a lot of eco dyeing. I'm certainly not an expert, but I do like making the black walnut, and I'll probably make some more this fall when the black walnuts start. I went out there. I got to get out there and kind of work in that plot out in the corner. We've got a great big old black walnut tree. And I went out there earlier, a couple weeks ago, and the squirrels have eaten all the black walnuts. I didn't see any. But also I mulched it last spring. And so I might dig around in that mulch, but I'm not going to. Usually when I plant out there, I rake all the leaves and all that away. I'm going to leave it this year. And my brother planted a vine plant. I don't know what it's called, but it spreads pretty good. And that's on our south terrace underneath our dining room window. And I'm going to see if I can transplant some of that. Yeah, there's going to be yard work coming up next week. Arlene says she lives in the Smoky Mountains, and there's a lot of plant material. Kate in the Know says, I envy all you guys that live where plants and trees thrive. I live in the desert, West Coast. Well, you know, that desert out there, I've never been there, but just from watching videos and everything, it has its own beauty, doesn't it? It has its very own beauty. Even though you don't have a lot of green plant, I'll bet you have something that you could use for eco-dyeing. Even if you, I don't know. I hate to say because I don't know. So I'll leave that to a desert expert, how you would do any type of dyeing from what you source in the desert. I'll leave that to somebody who knows that area better. But there has to be something there that you could use. I don't know. I just don't know. Rhonda says Walmart has some nice materials, some fabrics. Arlene says she's only impatient. I would have had the tweezers in there a long time ago. Do you have black walnut trees? Good hair color boost for brunettes. I don't know if I'd put that on my head. I know you cannot plant certain plants under the walnut tree because of the reaction. They don't thrive. My plants would thrive out there better if I kept them better watered. I have to drag the hose out there to water it. When it gets really hot in the later July and in August, I kind of peter out with watering. And that's one thing this spring. I don't know if I'm going to do a lot. I might just let that area out there. I have to check and see. Our plants are kind of late in coming up. I haven't been seeing the trees around here bud either. So I think we're kind of having a late spring. Our daffodils underneath my window are blooming. But we had to replant those, and not all of them are blooming yet. And they may not bloom till next year. So, but the peonies are coming up in the west yard, but they're not ready yet either. And there's a whole row of daffodils out there, and they're not blooming yet. So when I go today, maybe I'll go to Menards and see if I want to get some new canna bulbs. I know there's somebody over here locally that's selling them, but they want $2 a piece for their canna bulbs, and I think that's a little expensive. So, and you never know what you're getting when you buy from somebody sometimes you're getting good stuff. But I bought some daylilies, paid $10 for daylilies, and not one of them came up from Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, I was out there on the porch working on my scarecrow. Let's see, let's go down to the bottom. It looks like Angie Brown came in. Hi, Angie. She says she and Arlene live close together, locally. Becky, did Becky come in? Hi, Becky. She says, oh, you're having a rough morning, Becky. Her knee is acting up on her. Oh, hugs, Becky. I'm so sorry to hear that. You'll have to break down and have surgery to fix it. Yeah, that stuff can be expensive. Let me tell you, I sympathize because, man, I'll tell you, you don't want to get me started on medical bills. I have my opinions. All right, so let's move on. Let me show you where I am on my needlework. I have my in and out basket here behind me. We pinned this together one Thursday morning, and I have it all basted. That's all basting there. And last night, while I was watching something or other, on YouTube, I did some just running stitch. I think they call this Canta running stitch, and I was thinking I'd put some red going the other direction here just to dress it up. I don't know if you guys can see it too good. Hold it up close here without getting up. See what my, yeah, there you can, whoops. I'm waiting for my phone to catch up with me, my tablet. So there's that, and you can see I've still got, I want to work down to this point. This is going to be cut into sections. So I want to do a piece where I have this owl as a focal point, and I'll cut it, and this owl will be a focal point. This has got the heart, which is kind of a focal point, but I need another focal point on that. And then down here will be the owl and the little crocheted butterfly or flower. And then over here will be another owl focal point. So I just need a focal point for in here. But I'm going to cut these into sections, and I'm working on pieces that I can have giveaway for, but I'm just working at my own pace. I'm working at my own pace. So there's that piece. And I've got thread here. This piece, this I pinned together while I was out on the back porch. And I might work on basting this. We'll come back to this. I might work on basting that this morning. And I'm just using threads like this at thrift store stuff. I get at the thrift store. And I do stitch. I wrapped some crochet thread. This is a nicer crochet thread. But I wrapped it around one of these spools, and I use this quite a bit. That's what this is. Here's the red crochet thread. I'm working down my basket here. I was going to get my book out. It's down below. Here we go. Let's put these back. Get them off of my desk for now. And put my scissors back. So I'm not going to bind my little stitch journal until the end of the year because I want it to, I don't know how big it's going to be, and I don't want it to alligator out too much. And I'm just going to do a quick flip for those who haven't seen it yet. Kate in the Know is kind of new here, and I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to flip. This starts with January week 1, and I'm following K3N Cloth Tales, and every week she puts up a new technique. Like there's woven strips here. This she called balance, I believe, between the dark and light. Here she was using Canta, and there's another stitch. I can't remember what it is, and darning and 4-patch. And I forget what this one is. I need to look that up. This was English paper piecing, Hidden Stories, where she used a letter, I believe, and she left the paper on the back of it, and I did, and I want to redo this, reorganize this page, because it's, I have it here and I don't do anything with it. This was what she called Trixie cloth. Her Trixie pieces, they're not cotton, like this is a scarf and denim and an old terry towel, a piece of end of a lace. I put a big button. There's some ribbon here. And then these were little red scraps that she basted them down, and then she did her she likes the running stitch a lot. In one of her videos, she was telling all the different ways you could use a running stitch. And I was so fascinated by this, but after she did all of that, Then she cut out a heart and she put a picture behind hers. And I put a button up. I made me a little button here. This was this the Pojaki? I don't know if this was the Pojaki or another one. I've got to where you seam it. And then this was a 9 patch, and she had a grid poem that she made up that you can read both horizontally and vertically. And this was a feather. And this is the other one. I think this might be the Pojaki one, where you have these little pieces coming out here. And I have just a striped piece on the back, which I thought went well with this. And it is fairly straight. It gets crooked in my book. She leaves hers open to flip up. I might stitch mine down because they tend to wobble in my... She's got a paperbacked book. This, I did a little bit differently because I didn't want to stitch on this part. I made kind of like a little opening here, flip opening. And this was, she did some alphabet stitching on here. If you love something, set it free. And she stitched it on a white background. I added a little pocket out of a scrap and some tatting. And I made a little pocket, which I'm not doing. I like this kind of drawn work in here. I'm not going to do anything to that. But what we did here is we took a piece that she hides her fabric outside. She's got a acreage, I guess you can call it, over in France. And she hides them in trees and in streams of water. And so there's another piece that we're going to do in June that's a hidden fabric that she's going to go out and get. And then the other side of it says, if it returns, it's yours forever, or something like that. So there's another part to this that's going to happen in June. I hid mine underneath of a tree, underneath some of that red mulch, that redwood mulch. I don't know. It's rained a couple times, and I also used that tin ceiling, so I might get some rust on it that I got from when Rosemary was doing her rust caboodle. And then this was the friendship star. Mine's not the best, but it's my attempt. That's the friendship star. This piece I'm doing for myself. This is going to be the piece like what I sent to Allie K one. And there'll be a butterfly up here. I think I'll have another circle, maybe couch something around here. This is not stitched down here. I just work on it in my spare time. So it goes there. This is the wolf and the moon. And pretty much looks like what hers, but she does a square and mine are more rectangular. So I put a little landscape down there. And over here was the solar eclipse. I think we did that last week, April 5th, solar eclipse, and I put a butterfly on mine. I'm in an online tatting group, which meets on Wednesdays, and one of our first projects were these little butterflies. She's teaching us all different aspects of the true ring. And she's really going into it in much detail, where I'm learning a lot from her, from the tatting class. K3N does not teach the tatting class. K3N teaches the fabric pages that I'm following. And then this was this week's, and it's earth and water. She said because we did so many solar pieces, like here's the eclipse and here's the wolf over the moon. This is just my own. And then this was star, friendship star. She says, I got to do something with the earth. And she quoted Carl Sagan, which said something to the effect that earth is just a little blue spear out in the universe. And I don't have as I watch in the Facebook group, a lot of the folks are putting little blue dots on their pieces. This was a bandana in here. I used a bandana piece, and it had a little star right there. So I'm in my head, I'm saying that's my little earth right there. It kind of happened naturally. I did not stitch over it. But she just did running stitches. These were brown, and they go horizontally, and she folded the pieces so they're folded, and I want to say hemmed, and so they go up and down, and then these are not folded, they're just raw edges, and this is the water and the earth. And she used a quote from Carl Sagan on hers. So that was this week's. So there we go. And I'm still working on that needle book that I want to give away in the morning stream, but I'm not going to give it away until I'm done. And I also want to go back and review all of her weeks and kind of get the little verbiage about each one. So I have a lot to do, just that I'm doing on my own. So there's my stitch journal. So there's that. Let's see what I have here. Every week I had a laugh at one of the posts that said, I follow K3N. She said, I follow K3N. And she does. She follows K3N. And she says, every week I use scraps and scraps and scraps. And every week, she says, I come back and I have more scraps. Where do they all come from? And I'm digging scraps out of this as I stitch on. I'm saving this piece for something. I don't know what. This is a piece of batik that somebody sent me. It's just beautiful. And I'm not ready to use it in anything yet, so I keep it. And I'm going for the white stuff, white strips. So I kind of put my stuff in here while I'm working, and then every now and then I transfer it here to my teddy bear or animal cracker pieces, but I wanted to get those white strips out. And this is perfect. What does this say? Oh, this is a WWW company that on the salvage. Let's put this back. I don't want this. And I don't need that. I just want the white and maybe the... Yeah, I might keep... What's this one? This one says... I don't need the... I want this part of it, but I don't need the print, which says... Not intended for children's sleepwear. Let me snip. I'll snip. I'll put this in and keep this piece out. Okay, moving on, Meri. So I don't have much to take out of there this week because I've been working on stuff. I have another set of that. I can get to it here. Okay. So we're gonna set these aside for right now. And what I want to do is baste. Let me open this up. I pinned this together out on the porch. So I'm not sure even now what I have, because the wind was blowing, fans blowing in here. And let's see what I have. This is just going to be another piece I'll either use for giveaway or something or other. And let's get some, hopefully I have some pins in here. I have quilting foot. Did I not bring my pins in? Uh-oh. Hold on. I'm looking. I want to do some free motion quilting. I bought the foot. I haven't got to it yet. I want to learn how to do that. Free motion quilting. I'm looking for pins. It does not look like I brought them in, but I do have some. Hold on. Threads are getting caught on. How did that happen? On the needle. Honestly. I got my book upside down. It goes like this. This little needle book that I'm playing with was gifted to me by Ruth Lamb. She's in Canada. And I got a little teeny pair of scissors to put in here. And I'm working on some heart and a circle for that needle book. And I have a little tassel that I'm going to give away in the morning stream when I get it done. But I'm not going to say when because I'm just working on it at my own pace. I'm looking for some. I thought I had them in here, but you know how things go. I don't see them. So I have this little circle of them here somewhere. In here. My tatting, I put my tatting in here, and as I work on my tatting, I need to get that little journal going, and I'm kind of waiting for Katia to talk about the journal. She's doing a journal project with her tatting, but she hasn't talked about the journal yet, so I keep putting my little, these butterflies, I use them up as quick as I tat them, but I've got some little pins there. What I want pins for is that I want to put some more pieces on here. And we're going to do a little just basting here. So, figure out where I want to put these. These are reds, whites, to couch that down. And I'll take this pin and I've learned when you pin, if you don't want this stuff sticking you, after you put your pin in that point, try to get it in between the fabrics. And that way, and it rose up better too. See, there's no pins point sticking out here. It's all in between those fabrics. And that works pretty nice. Now this is a piece of velvet. I do like that. But I'm going to cut it down a little. Where did I put my big scissors? This is not, it's a felt. I said velvet, it's felt. I say things that are untrue. I got a green strip going here. And do you guys need me to zoom in a little? I'll zoom in a little here. Just a teeny bit so you can see this a little better. Turn it maybe. How is that? Okay. So I want to pin that. So as I put these pins in, I make sure that point goes between the fabrics. And this came with watercolor. It's kind of a shimmery, silky piece. I don't know if I want to use that. Here's some black. This was lining in a tie. Find a good place for it on there. This is This is an outdoor, it's probably had Scotch Guard on it. It's very, I can feel the Scotch Guard. Here's a piece of walnut dyed. And I ironed this one out. This has got little flowers on it. You probably can't see them. That would be nice, maybe a little piece in there. And she rips, but I'm going to cut because I want it angled. And if I rip, it'll tear it on a grain line. And yeah, I think I'm just going to let it go over the pieces here. Well, there's a little green. I want that green to show. Oops. I pinned that little green piece on there. And I don't have good lighting in here, so I don't do a whole lot of stitching at my desk because, well, for one thing, like I said, I don't have good lighting. And the other thing is, it's really not, you see, this is that silky piece. Is that it? I think I'm going to take that out because it's hard to stitch through. I'm going to take it out. And this piece is very irregular. I'll put this other piece of felt down here in the corner. Boy, I'm getting hungry. I ate some toast last night. For supper, I had cauliflower, steamed cauliflower with cranberries and red pepper. Kind of eating my veggies. Now this is a very thin piece of floral type, and I think the floral is supposed to be over here, but I kind of like the reverse of it. I kind of like the texture on the reverse. Let's put a piece of it. Let's cut this. And I just cut it wonky. That's kind of what makes it now. But I think what I want to do is put it this way. And you see, I do a lot of pinning and unpinning. I like that. And then it needs to, this red piece needs to go over a little. Like so. Whoops, that's sticking out the other side. There. And this gold is another piece of, it was really a Christmas fabric. I see it's getting wonky in there. And I have a green. That needs to be pinned down. What did I do here? I can't see. I don't have good lighting in here. This is not laying flat for me. Now let's take this off. This I can couch down. And I might put another piece there so I didn't completely pin it. Got more reds. I got a lot of red on here though. So let's go back to a piece like this, which I have there. Let's chop off a piece of this. And maybe this dark tie liner, maybe in here. And it's okay to leave because this is an edge of a hanky. And it's okay to have some of this edging showing, and I might cut this to fit. Although I like how those flowers curve, and there I have moved them. Let's move them again. And I'm going to allow my edge of my hanky to show here. And then we're going to put this right in here, but I think I'm going to have another curve. Let's cut it here. Well, maybe I'll cut it after I pin it. And I need a pin. What I need is a little piece under that, right in there. I'll come out and look in chat in just a minute. I'm going to get this pinned down, this stuff pinned down. And let's cut this piece off here. And this will all get basted down. Now, I like this, but what I want to do is I pinned all this down. I'm going to take it up. I kind of like that. Got that gold piece out of there. It was bothering me. So, we're gonna, I really need to move that down a little. Move it down this way a little more. I tucked all that in. Yeah, I'm liking that. Now I want something in there. Made it just a bit too short. One more in here. No, that's that little. I'm liking that. I'd like to put that. Where's that little blue piece I had? I lost him. I lost him. I'm going to put something right there. There's a pen. I don't want to lose that. Is this it? No. Well, let me get something out of my... What did I do with my scrap tin? Let's see if I can find a piece. I want to put something maybe on there and there. That's a possibility. I like this piece, but it's hard to stitch through. Came off of that vest I had. Red tie. that there. I think that's my best bet. What's in here? That's how that gets filled up. Let's put this one here. So if you look in your fabric bins, you find that you have all sorts of interesting pieces. Don't throw them away. I'll put those two together right in. Needs a little bit of white under there. It's a little bit of a white. I don't want to use that because it... White, I need white. Maybe that. Just enough to make it show up. Right, like so. Layer it. Kind of like a little cluster on there. And there's a pin underneath of it all. I hope I haven't lost you guys doing this, but now I need something in there. It's too little. Need something right in here. Right in there. Oh. This could go down. It keeps slipping up on me. This needs to come down a little more. Where's it pinned? Right here. All right, I need something right in here. It's that blue piece again. This is pretty. That's green, but that would work. And that blue floral piece there. And let's trim it. So I don't want to cover that up. Let's trim it like so. And maybe tuck it under. Or move this. be out and look and chat in a minute here. I want to finish this little corner. And let's take this and put a piece of that over in here. And this is a good way to use up all your little scrappies that you've accumulated. Oh, I don't like it underneath. I'm going to cut off those flowers. Let's cut it like so. Break up some of this red. That needs to be cut too. Oh, we'll take it out. Little pieces, but they seem to work once they get basted down, but you need to stitch over the little pieces pretty good. All right, I'm pretty happy with this. I got this area right here. And this is a strip of blue. I think I'll just put it right here. Let's trim it. Well, I got that. No, that's good. Let's just trim it here. Put it right there, just a little plain piece. Now, she said, let me come out and look at chat. And let's put these pieces back in the bucket here, in the pan. I should put them in my teddy bear, but I'm not quite ready to do that yet. Some strings here. This is kind of my string can up. I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, that's a tatter. Let's take this string and put it in there. I think I'm good over there. Okay. Let me come out and look at chat. Needles coming out here. Needle's way too big. I seem to really use these 2 pages here of the needle book, but I'm using it. Ruth says I want you to use it. Oh, look, there's a little strip. Let's put it on here someplace. Let's put it here. I don't like it there. That doesn't go there. Let's put them back in the tin. I might want them for something else. I'm happy with that. Let me come out and look at chat. Let me refresh my chat. Oops, I always get the clip. Oh, chat. Chat filter. Top messages. chat filter. I don't know how late I'm going to be on this morning. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it this morning. I've shown you about all I have to show. I'm going to base the edge of this. I kind of want the edge of this hanky to show. So I might clip. I might clip here. But I think I'll stitch it down and then I'll clip it. And look, here's where'd that red come from. I had the red over here, I think. Did I not? Yeah. I messed that up. I didn't have it pinned down. And then I have this one little velvety piece that may not use. Okay, let me look at chat. Arlene says, Mary, please see Kate in the nose. Comment way up. Hi, Brenda. Let me go way up. Way up. I see Brenda, Arlene. What kind of doll? Utterly funny. Let's get wonky. What is she talking about? Interesting. Do you have a web page or sell your dolls? She's talking to Arlene about dolls. Can you give me a hint, Arlene, what was about? And here's where Brenda came in. Kitty Jen. Hi, Kitty Jen. I'm not doing any doodle decks. Yeah, I might paint, Jen, I might use a paint pen and start a tree of life on the side here. I had time this morning. I want to base the edge of this, so I haven't done any doodles. I'm looking for, here's where Angie left. Yeah, I can't go up any further. Right under Angie, you have those three little arrows pointing up. I can't scroll up any further, Arlene. Let me go down to the bottom. Yeah, I can't see if Kate in the Know asked a question or made a comment. It scrolled off for me. Brenda said it's been working. Brenda says, if I could find my box of broken bits and bobs, I'd send you some, Arlene. Mostly broken jewelry that the lady at the local thrift saved for me. Arlene makes these cute little dolls. Well, she makes dolls. Cute dolls. She posts them on Facebook, is where we see them, and on Instagram. So I don't know what Kate in the Know said. Hi, Mitzi. Good morning, Mitzi. She says, happy late birthday, Arlene. Brenda says, we had known each other through friends for about 15 years. I think she's talking about Arlene. Kind of a, hi, how are you, a relationship. Mitzi, Brenda says, we never really dated. Oh, maybe she's not. The way people think of dating. Talked a lot on the phone. A few walks in the state parks and grabbing a bite to eat, maybe 5 or 6 times. We just clicked and got married. So she's talking about her hubby. And I've got hair in my face. Mitzi popped in. Arlene says, I ran out of black cardstock and ordered some. She's waiting impatiently. Brenda says, we have appointments this afternoon to check on arteries and evaluate the risk of stroke. This is a date for me and Bo. Dating for Old Fogies 101. Make it count. Aww. Brenda says she's being lazy to work on some Zen doodles, but I ran out of the crafted brown tan cardstock she's been working on. She's going to put them in a deck and have them the same color. Arlene, I'm in a recliner. This is Brenda talking. Trying to type on a laptop with the help of a dog at my side and one on my lap. Oh dear. Kate in the know. I make dolls about anything, mostly recycle and broken things. Becky, I think, had to go. Arlene says, Becky said she's going to go sit in her recliner and watch from afar. So she'd probably be watching. She's going up to the balcony or out in the, what do they call it when you're in the audience, but you're way back in the back. You're not up in the balcony, but she's not where she can type. Tina was in here. Anina was here. Marguerite is here. Brenda, Kitty Jen, Arlene. And I can't go up any. Right here it says, Mary, please see Kate in the Nose comments. And she has blue arrows, and I can't go up any further. It won't let me scroll up any further, so I missed the comment. Mary, Kate in the Know, I've been watching you for some time. By the way, I never received the postcard. Are you still waiting for your postcard? I'm still waiting for my last. By the way, I never received. Are you saying you never received the postcard, or Kate and the Jen never received a postcard? Kate in the Know. Kate in the Not. Not Kate in the Know. It's, oh no, it is Kate in the Know. The I looked like a T here on my post. Jen says, yes, Mary. I think I did send you a postcard, Arlene, but I haven't sent mine yet. I haven't received mine back either. I was anticipating. Oh, what was it, Kate? Kate in the Know. How was that along? You was anticipating it? What kind of how long ago was it? What was it? Do you remember? You know what, Kate? I do postcards on Friday nights. You've been watching me for a long time. Send me your address, and Friday night when I do postcards, I'll make one for you. Let me put my email address in here. Send me your address, because I probably don't have it. You were anticipating it, and you're here to collect it. I'll do one Friday night. I was going to do ATCs Friday night, but I'll do another set of postcards. So send me your address, because I'm sure I don't have it anymore. And I don't know what kind of a postcard it was. Because if it was from long ago, it's long out of my head. And, you know, I am so bad. I'm trying to get better with my mailing. I've been mailing out postcards pretty consistently. I did 10 of them last week, and I was up till 3:30 in the morning getting them ready to mail. But I didn't get them out in the mail until Tuesday, and they were those stitched ones. So just send me your address, and I'll do one for you, Kate. I'll do another one. Postcard you promised. I gotta quit making promises because I am so bad. I am so bad that I just, you know, I get overwhelmed with it, and when I get overwhelmed, I kind of get in a stuck mode. All right, I want to baste this. And what I do when I baste it is first I go along the border, and that might always get done because online. Then what I do after I get it all basted along the border, basting goes really fast. It's kind of fun to do. Let me tip my camera just a little if I can. I probably really messed it up here. Let my I'm letting my phone catch up with me. Yeah, my promises are not to be counted on. I must say I'm not good at sending stuff out, but I'm trying to get better. All right, let me put these scissors back, and let me get a needle. Now the needles I like I've been putting on the back, and let's see if I can thread this needle. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I guess I can. That's pretty light thread, pretty thin thread. This is just sewing thread that I got at the thrift store. Let me find the eye. Get in there. I'm going to have to cut them. I might have to get a different needle if I can't get this threaded. I have to have the larger eyed needles because I'm getting old. And Catherine says you're a lazy stitcher if you use a long thread. I'm a lazy stitcher. I think it's kind of smarter to use a long thread because you don't have to thread that needle so often. So I'm a smart lazy stitcher. They call them lazy stitchers because you're too lazy to thread the needle several times. And she knots hers at the end. I don't knot mine. Before I put it in, I knot it on the back. Let's get it in my hands here. But I will say this sewing thread, where did it go? This sewing thread is pretty thin. And it does not easy, and I clipped my fingernails and I can't pick anything up. Come on, let's pick it up that way. All right, let's start over here on the black. And I'm going to trim this off after I get the edge. Where do I want to start? Let's start right in here. And one thing I like to do is start down, put my needle under between the fabrics and bring it up to where I'm going to put my first stitch right in there. And so I hide my thread, my tail under there when I first start. So I kind of feel it with my thumb, and you can't see it, but it's right in there. And then I make my knot here on that. Just make a little catch knot. And and it likes to catch on to anything it can catch on to. This thread will lasso it. So, and there we go. Now, I learned the the hidden base stitch from K3N, and I'm still a baby at doing it. But what you do, bring it through, and you make a tiny, tiny stitch on the front and a long stitch on the back. And it hides the thread. Now I'm using a white thread on the dark fabrics here. Are you guys seeing? I think you're seeing. And that way, it goes pretty fast when you're just sitting doing your thing. And as I go here, I can take some of these pins out, and I'm going to give them to Penelope for a while here. I'm going to turn her back to me. And try to get your fabrics. And I might have to go through that one here. Let's just come down, make a smaller stitch there until I can figure out what I'm doing. Yeah, I should have come through here. Let's go through it. Just a small, let me, because I need to work down in here closer to me, so let me move my camera down a little. Is that a little better? Yeah. A little better. So this goes pretty fast once you get at it. And if you're sitting there listening to a video or watching somebody, it's kind of meditative. K3N does what she calls stitch meditation scrolls, where she stitches strips and put them on either on a thread spool or some sort of a spool. Now, I do get these. This thread tends to, the threads get uneven here. Let me pull these. I double my thread, and sometimes I get double trouble. My threads one gets longer than the other, but I seem to be doing okay here. And all I'm doing is going around the border to get the border stitches, the border pieces tacked down. And then I can take out those pins. So I was going to go to the thrift store today and look for jewelry, but I was able to find some in my stash that I got from Lindy. I think I can take this pin out, and I can take out this one because they're stitched here. I might, well, no, I can put this piece in. Hold on, I'm just not there yet. I might put a pin back in here, back in the center here. And what did I do? Hold on. Come on, get over there. Now we'll stitch that down when we get to it. Now, let's see what I've done here. I tend to think I bore you guys when I... Thank you, Arlene. She put a link to K3N's meditation scrolls. Thank you, Arlene. Hi, Joyce. Good morning, Joyce. Dara's here. Joyce is here. Marguerite's here. Kitty Jen, Arlene, Kate in the Know. Kate in the Know. Kate in the Know. Oh, let's see. Arlene says she doesn't make promises. I'm learning not to make promises. The second I try for a deadline or a promise, the MS is multiple sclerosis, says, oh yeah, let's just stay in bed for a week. Postcard. You like, let's see, was it the birds? Kate in the Know says, I collect art and love your birds. Just watching you draw one would be nice. I did a red parrot for Brenda. Would you like a red parrot? I think I still have that in my... I might still have that in my... I got it off of... It was a red parrot off of the Met. I think I have it in my... And that went really nice, Kate. Let's see. Let me get in here. I think I still have it in my notes here. Let's just look for red parrot or parrot. P-A-R-R-O-T. Oh, I spelled it wrong. I got part-ot. Parrot. Search. Week 8. Here it is, red parrot. Would you like a red parrot? Let's go look at it. It's out on the Met. It's a public domain. I did a postcard for Brenda like that. Let's see what she's saying. Sparrow? Sparrow? Are you talking to me, Brenda? Well, let's see if I can, let's go out here to the Met and see if, let's go. Yeah, I'm out of my notepad. Let's go here into the, let's see, you got me curious. Let's search for a sparrow. And I'm in the SPA, I'm in the public domain library. I'm spelling it wrong. O-W, search. And there's a little sparrow. Hi, he's cute. And those are relief, sculptural. These are Japanese or China or Oriental sparrows. Ooh, that one's pretty, isn't it? Oops, that's on bamboo. Where did it go? That one's pretty. That's silk. I haven't stitched one. There's a pretty one. Those are all Oriental, it looks like. There's that one again. We could do a postcard of a sparrow or that red parrot. This is a little Nasuki sparrow. They're little, they started out as button covers, but they're Japanese, they're Oriental. Nasukis are very interesting to read about. Have a nice history. I think there's another little Nasuki. Oh, look at him. He's cute. He's looking at you. He's saying, huh? I'm going to save this link. Hold on. Copy. Let me just make a new, get out of this. And get out of my search. Come on. And come in here to my doodles. And I'm just going to put it here to save it. Sparrow. S-P-A-R-R-O-W. That's how I save my links. Let's go down a couple. There. Okay, let's go back. Nasuki of a plum sparrow. Let's go back. One. So there's that one. There's sparrows here. And we're getting into some other art here too. This one shows up quite a bit. There's a little sparrow sitting. I was thinking if I could find a little bird. I don't know if I could make one. It'd be fun to put a bird on her hat. My little lady scarecrow, put a bird on her hat. Let's see what she's saying. Brenda says, I hate deadlines. Yeah, me too. Something comes up or I'm sitting here staring at the walls because that's all I can do. I know. Brenda says it's a lovely parrot. And I don't know if Kate in the Know saw. So I could do a parrot and a sparrow. And let's see. That one's very, it's flying, it looks like. Some flying sparrows. Sparrows and chrysanthemums. Ooh, these are neat. Some of these are neat. So maybe we'll do some sparrows Friday night, do birds Friday night. Maybe I'll look for just birds and I'll do the sparrows. There's 2 pages of sparrows here. And these are all in the public domain, so I can pretty much show them. It gets into other art too. Sparrows on a Nadina, whatever that is, Enro. I think that's just a little bottle, Japanese container. They didn't have pockets. There are a lot of sparrows out here. Ooh, this one's pretty. That one's a nice sparrow. Song sparrow. It's on. Let's copy the link. Put it in my tab here. There we go. So, we can do sparrows. Arlene says she needs more coffee. She'll be back in a bit. I need to finish basting this piece. We'll do a postcard for Kate in the Know. I'm sure I don't have her address anymore. Hopefully she'll send it to me. I'll nag at her. If she comes in here, she'll get nagged until I get her address. All right. I wish that YouTube gave us the capability to search our chat streams. You might be able to do it on a laptop. I don't know. I'm not that sophisticated with stuff. But I would love to be able to search in the chat streams for all time. See, they could do a lot more for us. Because I would search for a word like Kate and see how long ago I did that postcard and why I didn't get it sent and what was it that I did for her or was going to do that I didn't get done, obviously. But, you know, it's long gone now. I'd never be able to find it. Are you tech savvy compared to me? I'm tech savvy compared to you? No, I'm not that tech savvy. I do know, well, I'm, you know, all this internet stuff and it changes so much. But YouTube certainly has all the geniuses that they could give us that capability if they wanted to. You know, they're working on a lot of different projects, and just because you want something doesn't mean that. But I think that would be very helpful if you could search your chat streams. Even like I've been online for 7 years, And I mean, I've been online for 10 years, but I've streamed for 7 years. And it'd be nice to be able to go and search some of those old, I mean, I can go read them. The chat streams are still there, but it would be nice to be able to search for things. You know, maybe you had a conversation in chat last year sometime, you don't know what video it was, but you're looking for some information. You know it's out there somewhere. You know it's out there somewhere. And this is going pretty good. My thread's not getting knotted up. And I could probably take out some of these pins, but I'm not going to risk it. So all I'm doing is basting around the edge to secure some of the outer pieces. And then I'll start in a certain area that I'm thinking about at the time, and then I just start doing the same thing along all the edges of my little pieces. And it goes surprisingly fast. It seems like it's tedious, but it's very meditative. And before you know it, you've got the whole thing basted. And then you can start in with your, and I do a lot of, I'm really a copycat with K3N because I learned so much from her. But she's got me doing that running stitch. And she, in one of her videos, she got into her storytelling mode where she is a librarian, trained library as a library sciences. And she gets into these storytelling modes, very interesting. And I got a little blank spot there. Do I want to put something in there? Maybe that's where this came out of. Well, I got a little piece here. Let's just put it, let's cut this. We don't need the whole piece. Let's just put this right here. And it kind of goes with that. But let's move it over a little because I wanted that to show. Put it right in. I might trim it off a little. Let's put it the other way. No. Let's tuck it under. Hold on. I've got to do a little work here. Put it under there. There. That worked. Let's move it over a little. And I'm right there, so I don't have to pin it, I don't think. I'm almost there. Hold on. My thread is... Yeah, I enjoy listening to K3N. She did another row. She does Wonky Wednesdays. I can't keep up with everything she does. I'm watching her Wonky Wednesday from yesterday. And she did, last week she did what she called the Yorkshire Rose. And she did it again this week in a different way. And I don't know if I want to sit here and pin it because I pinned all this, but I have the savings for the Yorkshire Rose here. I thought I had a red piece there, but I've got other red piece. I might have taken the red piece and put it in the tin. But I was going to paint on my box this morning, so I may do the Yorkshire Rose another time. But you know, I do a lot of different things on my channel, so I don't do exclusively slow stitching like she does. So I can't keep up with everything she does. She does meditation scrolls and quilts and biscornus and log cabin stuff. But I do like her wonky Wednesdays, but even then, and I'm getting behind on working on my journal cover. I'm going to have to end this. Here, I didn't get quite long enough thread. Let's see, let's go to this corner because I'm just there. And we'll end it right here so I can still make a knot on the back. And as you can see on my, well, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've got running stitches all along the, I just got one side to do here. And let's just make a little knot. And then I like to hide my thread in between if I can. Get in there. And give it a length here, and then I can cut it. And let me rethread the needle because I still, whoops, there's my little blue spot. It was in there all along. Let's put it here. Penelope's trying to eat my piquet pins. My applique pins. And he says, I'm hungry, Mary. All right, let me see if I can thread this needle. Hold on a second. Can't thread the pointy end, Mary. If I hold it up toward the light, I can see the eye of that needle. And let's give myself a fairly long piece. I'm the lazy stitcher. Not only am I wonky and messy, I'm lazy. And she tolerates me. K3N, well, I don't know. She's got a big audience. She doesn't know me from Timbuktu, but, well, she might know my name because I've chatted with her before. I've left her comments and stuff, but I'm not a close friend. But that's okay. I think I am. All right. Oh, let's see. I think I started right in here. So I have about a couple inches here. Let me hide. Let's see. There's my hidden thread there. Let's clip that off. I should be throwing this away rather than... All right. So we're going to go back to where I started and work back over to that other corner. It's about a corner and a third. Let me hide this thread. Got these little bits. I think I get them all put away, and I didn't hide it. It was peeking out. And the fan is blowing my hair in my face. Let me turn it. There. my bangs in my eyes and bothering me. That's good. And it's right in here. I can pull it through a little more. It's hard to see because it's white thread. Make a little knot in here. Catch it and pull it tight, and I'm on my way. But let me go from the other side. And I'm going to have to turn it this way. It won't be long and I'll be done. And see, you can't, when you do this hidden base stitch, you can hardly see where you were on here. That's why they call it. Sometimes I get them a little long, but I'm still learning. I forgive myself for being a beginner. And I just learned that from K3N this year. Yep, I'm a slow learner. Well, actually, I didn't do a lot. I did slow stitching, but not in this way. I did a lot of needle art, but not a lot of... I'm not a quilter, and I'm going to get this all messed up in here. Let's see if I can get that pulled through. Quilters do beautiful, beautiful work with slow stitching because they have a trained hand, and a lot of them do very perfectionistic work. They have to be exact, and they get their squares nice and neat, and you know, I'm not one of those people. Me make a nice square would be an accomplishment. But I like this. This is very similar to crazy quilting, but it's not really crazy quilting, because you go in and put all those horizontal stitches in there. Let me come back through here. Turn the corner. And then I can go on this side over here. Hold it, I got something in my eye. I keep wondering, now I don't have to get a driver's license until for about 6 years, I think. But was it last year? Or the year before? I had to have cataract surgery before they give me a driver's license. I had to get had a cataract removed and a doctor's approval to drive again, and I keep wondering if I'm going to have to go through that again in 6 years. This one was done in my left eye. But I see fine. I mean, it doesn't bother me with my glasses. I see fine with reading. The small print, I need my glasses, but I'm older. That happens when you get old. But I generally see pretty good, the road signs and everything. I don't have trouble driving, and I didn't before I had my surgery, but they told me I did. They told me I needed cataract surgery before they give me my driver's license. I could read the road signs, but I needed to get a little bit closer before I read them. So I went through the pain of doing that. I'm not a person that likes doctors and hospitals. I mean, I appreciate them, but I just don't like to be, I don't like them. I don't like the bother. If I could get out of it. And poor Becky's thinking she's going to have surgery on her knee. I heard her say in one of her chats that, I know she's out there listening, she'd been putting it off because of the cost. And yeah, I understand that because, man, I'll tell you, that last time I went to the emergency room, took my breath away when I found out what they were charging me. But I will say they worked with me on it, and they got it down to a cost I can manage. It's going to take me about a year to pay that off. But I have to say, even if I would have had insurance, it would probably, you know, they would have taken the full cost and I would have had the copay, and it would have taken me a year anyway to pay it off. So, but I did not have good things to say about it until I found out in the end what they were going to charge me, and then it was, I could manage it if I could manage it. And with my cataract surgery, it was planned, emergency. When you go into the emergency room, it's not planned, so you don't know. And it took me by surprise, the cost. Took me by surprise. I'm going to do this little felt piece because I'm here. And I hadn't budgeted for my cataract surgery. I budgeted and I got that paid off pretty fast. Let's pin this down. And so I don't envy anybody who has to go through all that medical stuff and have all those medical bills. My heart goes out to you. Take a teeny tiny stitch there. This is the felt. I'm taking a really long stitches on the back and short stitches on the front. I keep knocking pieces off here. I think that was just an extra. And all it does is baste it down so that when you come in and do your stitching, and I will probably do running stitches, I might tat up some butterflies. We'll see what this becomes. This will not go in my journal. This is extra work. But I'm not going to promise a giveaway or anything until I get stuff done. I don't know if I want to give away or not. I've got other pieces that I'm working on right now for giveaway. This one might just be, I might cut it up and do something with it. I might make a circle out of it, make some circles for my journal cover. Now, I got this pretty well tacked down. Is that in there? I think that's in there. So I want to use up this thread. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this red piece behind, and I've already stitched the red piece down along the border, but I don't have it stitched down in the center here. So let's do that. It won't take, now I want to use up this thread. And then I think I'll move on and do paint on my box. Let's do a little more tacking stitches in here. Whoops. You don't want to draw it too tight or you'll warp the fabric. You'll pull on the thread too tight and it buckles it. And we'll just just going to take teeny little stitches, and I can take this pin out. And try to get the ends of this as good as I can. Where is it? Right there. And then I'll turn and go back this way. And that kind of stitches this piece down too. And I just keep doing that on these pieces until I've got them all basted down, and then I go in with my running stitches. And I really like doing these. For one thing, I just have piles and piles of scraps that I'm getting my thread knotted here. I might have to stop here. Let's see what I have. It's knotted in there somehow. Is it knotted on the back? There's a little knot in here. There we go. One thread gets, when I'm using these double threads, one thread gets longer than the other, and I have to go even them up. Come on. There. And I even them up just by pulling my needle up. And sometimes that works for the rest of the thread, and sometimes it just keeps knotting on me, but let's just see what happens. Let's do this little purple corner in here. He's loose. I guess it goes that way. So let's come here and double back on this white. And go down this way. When you're doing these long stitches on the back, it goes pretty fast when you're basting, because you just need a couple of basting stitches. So I'm going to work back. Kind of maybe put a tacking stitch right there. I don't need it, but I need to get back over to this area. Yeah. I'm almost done here. Let's catch this brown piece right there. And let's just go up on it. So I'm getting the red piece and the floral underneath of it too. Oops. Got a little of that blue caught in there. And let's turn this way. I'm right over here. I'm doing pretty long stitches on the back. I'll show it to you when I'm done. But that uses up my thread. You don't want to pull the threads too tight, because especially when you're doing those long stitches, it'll buckle your fabric. I got a little long stitch in there. I'm going to leave it. I'll cover it up with my running stitch. And let's do a little stitch here. And then I'm going to try to put down some of that blue, but I don't know if I'll have enough thread. Start in there. No, I'm not going to have enough because I'm done here. So we'll come back later. I will come back and finish stitching on this. Take a little knot in the back and hide my thread here between the fabrics and clip her off. And I'm going to put my needle, in this red piece where I can see it. So I've basted all around the edge, and I basted this area down. So, and as I baste, I take out the pins. And that did not take that long to do. So, and then after I get it all basted, I can come in and stitch on it. So let's put all this aside and move on. Let's paint. Let me move my sewing stuff off. These are all my little sewing pieces I keep out on the TV tray, or the stand out by my recliner. I tell you how many times I reach for this stuff. It's got my tatting stuff in there too. And I'll put it behind me here. Put my thread in the basket. I've got my in and out basket in here. Okay. So I'm gonna do the tree of life here. I have this band I'm gonna put on here to keep it closed while I think I'll work on this side. And let me come out and refresh chat and see what you guys are chatting about. While we're doing that, I'll leave this where you can see it. Let me refresh my chat, see what you guys are talking about out there. Top messages, chat filter, all messages. Arlene had to leave. She says, I gotta go do some adulty things. You all have a blessed day. Brenda says, I've been wrestling with back surgery for over 10 years. Oh, Brenda. Physical therapy and injections in the spine aren't not working anymore. I can stand and move around 15 to 30 minutes before I have to sit down. Bless your heart, Brenda. I'll keep you in my prayers. They're saying goodbye to Arlene. Brenda says, I'm not thrilled about having surgery, but I want mobility restored and pain relief. I think, what if it doesn't work? And then I think, well, what if it does? I can't do much now. If it didn't help, I haven't lost much. Bless your heart, Brenda. If you have surgery, you let us know so we can send up special prayers for you. Arlene, if you ever come back and see this, I've got a magnetic bowl that is from O'Reilly Auto Parts and meant for nuts and bolts. I got the magnetic box to have mobile needles and pins. Oh, well, that's cool. You got that at O'Reilly Needlepoint. O'Reilly Auto Parts, a magnetic bowl to keep the nuts and bolts in. Aw, Brenda. Hugs and prayers for you. Let's see, Arlene, Sylvia's here. She says, Cheshire, we call Dar. Top of the morning to you. Good morning, Sylvia. They're saying good morning to Sylvia. Penelope likes to taste the pins. She does. She's got some of my Piquet pins in her now. I might just leave them in there because every now and then I need them. But she's hugging them. She's hugging them. And this is a needle, and it's fallen way in there, and it's a big one. And I say she eats it. I say she eats them. The ones that have the heads on them, she can't digest them. She can't swallow them. But she tries. But these needles and little needles and headless pins, she tries to eat them. And we already did one major surgery on her. I want to do a slow stitch piece. Maybe that piece I'm doing now is a little short though. We'll have to do a thin cotton piece, maybe I'll have to think about what I want to do for her. Let's see what else is going on here. Kate in the Know says, oh, I read that one. She says, you are more tech savvy than me. This is where Sylvia came in. She says, good morning, Mary. And she says her world is perfect. Ah. Brenda says, Arlene, I hate deadlines. Yeah, that's when we were talking about deadlines. We said good morning to Dar and to Joyce. Arlene left a link to K3N's meditation scrolls. So I think I'm caught up with you guys because I'm back to where I put an email address in there for Kate in the Know. Did she? Let me check here. Kate, if you're still out there, you send me a email. Looks like I got a mail from Google. Send me your address. I can't send you something if I don't have your address. All right. So, I am fascinated with this Tree of Life. It's on the, we'll go to it out there. Let me set this aside. I keep the links in a Doodle, and my little Doodle folder here. I have all sorts of little folders: drawing, slow stitch, Christmas ideas, tatty, miscellaneous, reference to old photos, crochet, kidney research. And let's go to the Doodles ones, and I'm going to search for Tree of Life. I think it's on week 6, or I got Tea of Life. The Tea of Life. Tree of Life, and we got it on week 4 here, and it's down at the bottom. Tree of Life. Tree of Life. Let me get centered here. Tree of Life. Am I centered? Here it is. I'm fascinated with this. They've got different views of it, which all looks the same. That's the back of it. See if it's silk on. The Tree of Life. It's on view at the Net 5th Avenue in Gallery 509. But it's British, 17th century. It's in the public domain. That's the back of it. Let's go back to the front of it. It's fascinating because it has all these little animals. Whoops. And I got out of it. Come on. Has all these little animals on it. Little birds and butterflies and flowers and unicorn, which I did here. A dog, a goat. I love the goat. Fish. Here's a bird eating a fish. Another fish. Look, that fish is drinking out of water out of the rock. And there's a little bunny rabbit hiding under the tree here. He's kind of cute. He would be fun to do with scraps. And you can see, I can even see when I enlarge this, I can see the texture of the fabric behind there. Let me go back. Here's a camel. There's a squirrel. Where's the camel? I lost the camel. Here's the camel. And there's a swan and frogs and deer, more birds and butterflies and caterpillars and snails. Escargot in Canadian. There's a peacock. Peacock would be fun to do. And I might do it on the side here, peacock. But the head, when I open it up, part of the head will come off. But that'll be okay. So let's see how. I have to let my camera catch up with me. I think I'm in here pretty good, a pretty good view here. Move it down a little like that. All right, and then I've been using these paint pens, these Sharpie new paint markers. That's what I've been using. I actually left a comment. They haven't commented back on what I'd like to see done with the caps in more colors, and I told them they needed a brown instead of a purple. But I do like the white. It's pretty good. And I colored the caps. Let me show you one so I can find them better. This is the white. See, if I'm looking like this, in order to find the colors, if I didn't have these ends, I took the cap off of the, and I just painted like this to get more color on that cap. I think they should have color rather. If I don't do that, I have to turn the pen, and if I'm hunting through, I have to turn the pen every time I want to color, and that gets a little tedious. But we're going to put this peacock on here. The head's going to go up in here, and I'm just going to freehand him on there. And we'll see how he turns out. So his neck is going to come down like so. And I'm working right over the bend of the lid. And these are his wings coming in here. And he kind of got them like so. And then he's got a pretty long body, like this. That wing might be a little big, but it is what it is. Oh, I can maybe, you can paint over these. Like I could come in with a blue and paint over that little area there. Okay, and then it kind of comes out. Now, if you look in here, because this is, let me put the lid on this because I want to talk. If you look in here, I guess I'm just in the picture. Let's go back to the link. Oh, and is this just the picture? I just have a link to the picture there. Let's go back. Is that just the picture? I just have the picture. I wanted to read about it. Doggone it. Hold on here. Let me go back in and put in Tree of Life. This phone. Tree of, I missed my O, of, missed my L. Search. And I want to read. Tree of Life is British, first half of the 17th century. It's in the public domain. It's on view if you're in at the Met where you can get to it. Fifth Avenue in Gallery 509. It's a unique image of a miraculous tree bearing multiple species of fruits and vegetables and can be identified as the biblical tree of life. It's a multi-fruiting tree described in the book of Revelations, a tree that grows in the celestial city of God, bearing 12 types of fruit that ripen every month of the year. I didn't know all of that. The association, I just like it because it has all the little animals on it. This association with the tree of life in Revelations is reinforced by the curling grapevine wrapped around the trunk of the tree. The addition of numerous animals in the presence of both the sun and the moon referred to the abundance of the Garden of Eden. So it's a very biblical piece, but I like all the little animals on it. It is was done in the first half of the 17th century, which would be the 1600s. It's British. It's canvas worked with silk thread. The tent and gobelin, G-O-B-E-L-I-N, and couching stitches. It's 22.5 inches wide by 24 1/8 inches. So kind of think of the width of my desk. The width of this glass piece here from, I think that's about 22 inches wide and 24 from the top to the bottom of my desk. So it's about, it could fit on my desk. I got in here. It's textile, embroidered textile. It was a gift of Erwin Untermeyer in 1964. And here you can learn more about European sculpture and decorative arts. And then it goes down to the bottom of it and it shows other things, which I like to look at the pictures on the bottom. Here's a temple pendant. I guess there's only, oh wait, I didn't get in there. Hold on. Go down here and look at the artwork on the bottom here. Look at that. Oh, man, that's really an interesting piece. It's all sorts of, and there's a chair and trees. So let's go back up to the tree of life here. And I was doing this peacock. And I think I can get in here, and these are kind of like a light tan, little stitches going like that. So I think I'm going to use the, let's go to this yellow color. It's kind of a yellowy color. It has little pink flowers on it though. Let's use the red, which kind of looks pink. And we'll do the little flowers in here, kind of coming down the body. Well, let's do these too. Then I've got little stitches going like this. Oh, my brother's in there sneezing. And he's longer. I'm not going to get all of him on here. But he'll be good. And my pink, see, that's already faded in there. And I wouldn't be surprised if this would fade in here. I'm going to go clear up because I think I can put that pink over these. And this will make more sense when I get the background on there. Let's see, let's come clear down to the bottom here. Kind of do these. Am I doing the pink here? No, I'm doing the yellow. Is that pink or yellow? That's yellow. My lighting is bad. So let's just kind of put in some background here. He needs to be, this peacock is much taller, but I can't because I'm working on the size of my tin. I can't get him. much larger than that. But let's get out the blue and kind of put, because he's got an armhole in here. And let's kind of outline him. And I gotta turn it. Now I'm going to put some of the plants in there too, but I want to get blue around in here. This is kind of a blue-green. It's hard for me to tell the colors. That might be green, but green is fine. Green is fine. I said blue. I was thinking I picked up the blue, but I picked up the green, which is okay. We need a darker color, though. We need a darker color in here. You see, you can paint right over them. You can paint right over them. So I can narrow this down a little, make it look a little thinner, a little smaller. Now, let's see. Let's bring him a little straighter out like that. Yeah. Okay. And his head actually goes up like, slants up a little. So we'll come in with some more white in there. And cover that up. And we can make those arms a little thinner if I want. Yeah. Okay, that's just kind of outlining them. Now let's get a flower, maybe like this. And see, these Sharpies need more colors. They need more color, so I don't have much of a choice. Let's start with let's put the white beak in here, or this is more of a tannish color. Let's start, well, we need to start with a circle, a center. So we're going to put it up in, maybe up a little higher right in there for the center. And then, this is not the white. Where's my, this is the white. This is more of a creamy white, and that's a white. Let's go with the white, kind of little pieces around in here, like so, and then some yellow pieces. And I can work right over that green if I want. And gosh, I need an orange. I guess that was an orange. Let's do this more of a, that red doesn't jive with me. I don't, well, I also have gotten my red kind of dirty. It works good on paper, but it's more of a pink than a red. And I told them they need a more true red, but I don't know if they heard me. They never answered me that I saw. They answered other people. They must not have liked me. Let's go in with some. That wasn't what I wanted. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm not trying for perfection here. I'm just trying to. And then let's go in with my black. That's purple. I didn't like the purple. I think they should have given us a brown instead of a... Let's do the blue around there because that black won't show up. Oh, my blue. Let's do the blue around in here. And we can bring that blue up here too. I might want to do some more up there. But I just kind of wanted to get it. Hold on. Let's do a stem. The stem kind of curves like so. And do some leaves. Maybe a leaf in here. And it has another flower. I don't think I can get it on. It's got another flower down there. No, if I can get that on there. Let's see if I can do a little one. Sort of like that. Do some little petals. Sort of like that. Let's go back to that. Darker green. Is that it? Or is that the blue? See, my white's already soaking in. My white is already soaking in there. You can hardly see it. It's kind of pretty though. Let's see if I can put something up there. I like the white, but it soaks in. You have to give it more than one coat. And let's see if I can do one of these up in here. And let's do another one. And it has those little leafy things. And we'll just draw with this. I'll make a... And then on this side, well, let's go in with more blue. See what I got here. Kind of a grayish color. See, these colors confuse me. Do I have green or do I have blue? It looks green to me. I don't like it. can't do needlework the whole time I'm here. I gotta check my time and see what my time is saying. It's 8:46, so I've just got a few minutes to finish this up. I might have to finish it up tomorrow. I want to put something in there. Can't get I guess I could get kind of a flower. How about something like that? Let's put it in white first, or a whitish color. Kind of comes and circles around like, whoops, like that, and then comes up into a leafy shape. It's kind of hard because I'm working higher than I normally work. And then there's a flower. Petal in here. Sort of. And I'm going to check out that purple. I don't like the purple. I don't like it. That's not the white of the peacock. I would much rather have a brown than a purple. I think they missed it there. And let's put a little leaf in here. Something in there. And I thought I had a lighter blue. I'll have to finish this tomorrow. Let's go in with a green in here. And then on the top here, when I did the top, I Mod Podged it, but you have to kind of put a very narrow, a very light coat on there. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going here. I'm just getting some color on it. To get background color, and then I'll detail this a little bit better. But I want to get background in there, and then I'll come in and detail it. Now, my leaves down there are green. Let's put in a darker color in here. And this is a metal box that I'm working on, so I do like how these paints go on metal, and they do seem to be staying quite nice. The colors. And let's go back over that peacock with a white instead of a cream colored. That's the cream one. Make him stand out a little bit more. And he's not done. He's not by, this is not done by any means. And I think I'm going to make, because my red does not show up good, I'm going to make my flowers white. I might put some red centers in them. But I'm going to put little white dots on here too. Let's do the flowers coming down. So I'm limited to 12 colors. I miss my browns. All right, now let's get that cream color out and do this. I get impatient. I need to slow down when I do this stuff. Looks like it might be a rainy day here today. I was going to go to town. I don't know if I want to go to town in the rain. I don't like driving in that weather. So today is Thursday. I think Pink Girly comes on. I don't, let's see, I'll get out my, what time is it? It's 8:54. Let me finish this and I'll get out the shout out list. Lisa and Tanya might be on this afternoon. I'm not sure. I'll finish this up tomorrow morning. I will be streaming tomorrow morning. I'm going to try to get up at 6. Alrighty. And that white, I'll probably have to do more because it generally tries to soak in. And I might bring some of this over into here. We'll see. I'm going to outline this in white just to kind of make it stand out a little bit more. And I've got to quit or I'm going to go over my time here. It's not done by any means, but oh, let me bring it down into view. I got out of view. So sorry. I need more work on it. Let me get on my red dot. Need to bring it down more. There we go. It's not quite done. So it is 8:56. Let me go through who's going to be chatting. Or who's going to be streaming today. On Thursday, we have Kathy Arbor at 6 p.m. We have Dusty Unicorn on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific is what I have. I'm looking on Thursdays. Stacy Catitude comes on at 10 a.m. daily. Somebody else. Oh, Paint Girly comes on at 10 a.m. Eastern. Lori Paint Girly. And of course, Beth Schuler comes on tonight. I will finish this up tomorrow morning. This is not by any means finished. This one is finished. But it does dry nice. And when I open it, you'll see when I open it, the head comes up. Ah! I wish I had more colors. I wish I had a lot more color. We're going to leave it like this. We're going to do all sides. I might even do the bottom. I might do the bottom on this too. I want to do the goat and the camel and maybe the bunny rabbit and I don't know what all. We might put a couple on. So it is 9 o'clock. It's 8:58, so I need to thank you all for coming. My chat's stuck, or you guys quit chatting, I don't know. I need to sign off and let the next person come on. So have a great day. I don't know if I'm going to go shopping or not now. I don't know. It depends on the weather. It looks like it might rain. I will see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Bye, everybody. Thanks for giving me a part of your Thursday.